Hello, devs. I'm about to pop a squat right here and get ready to tell you a little bit about putting together this Algebra app today. Okay, so yes, I'm coming to you live and in person this time. I want to give you an introduction on this channel since this is my first video, and I just want to get to know you guys. I want to get some energy going, some feedback on everything that we're about to, endeavor. POPcode Maker is the name of my new channel, and it came about because I wanted to really focus on project-oriented programming. So yeah, there's OOP, object-oriented programming, where we're talking about objects and things, and that's more of a Java feel, and it's more like how things are structured. But I want to come from an angle of let's talk about this project. Let's talk about what types of things, the algorithms that go behind making these things pop or making these things work. So I kind of want to come from that angle. That's the whole gist of this thing at this channel, is to really come from a project. So we're going to look at a project. We're going to see from start to finish the ideas that come behind it, what functionality it has. We'll look at the requirements and see how is it that we're going to make this code do what we want it to do. So a lot of times come with the little hello world, and that's where we start learning how to code. But I really want to come from, okay, what questions do we need to ask? What is the case in point? Like, what is it we're trying to do? What is it gonna look like? The whole, if it's a GUI, like if it's an interface, or is it an API? What traffic are we sending over? So I want to just dive deep into those things and help fellow devs really code. And because sometimes you don't even have to reinvent the wheel. It's something that already been done, like React.js. How we go about coding is kind of like second hand, but what I want to start from, okay, here's the project, here's the big overarching thing that we want to get, and what is it gonna take to get to our end result. Okay, so we look at the end result, and then we say, okay, what it's gonna take, and then we can throw in the language. Okay. Okay, now the goal of this algebra calculator is to make sure that we can do certain functions. We don't want to be piddling-paddling with just addition and subtraction. We got to get some value out of this calculator. I want to find the least common multiple here. I want to be able to find the greatest common factor. I need to find the averages of numbers. I want to be able to find the combination, like 5 choose 3. I want to be able to do the permutation and choose R. I also want to put in some X's and Y's. So this is kind of like a little prototype. It's not formatted perfectly, but I just want to give you an idea of what it's kind of going to look like. And then we're going to move forward from there in the project. Okay, so that is the interface. It's nothing fancy, but it's going to be functional. All right, so the status message is going to be where the user is going to be able to see information about what is going to be happening. Okay, so I'm kind of defining the different parts. Here you're going to see your answer. All right, so and you want to know, okay, what was the outcome? Just like in a normal calculator, your answer space is going to be up here. And then you have your buttons and everything. And down here, we have the simplify button. That's another kind of like an equal sign. After we've done all the inputting, we're going to be able to also solve. So was it recording? As it happens. And I stopped sharing, so now I'm going to share my code again because I didn't do it before. So here we are. in the code where I show you my parts of the code. And so here we have the Tkinter import. So that's the module that we'll be using for the graphical user interface. And then I go on to set up the framework or the frame of the interface and set up the calculator environment, the width and the border, and continue on to say how many rows, columns, where we're going to start out. And then I'm going to react to the clicking of the button. So this is where my definition of the click is going to happen. And then all of these buttons are going to be defined. And I'm going to keep on going on like that. Okay, now I have the placement for the buttons. And then I'm going to continue on from there on actually defining the actions that happen once a button is clicked. So in summary, I have this algebra calculator that I want to do. And it has certain components to it. The goal in mind. I want to choose a language. So what language I choose? Well, I'm just choosing Python. We could have did it in anything, right? We could have defined Java. We could have did in C. We could have did it in a lot of different languages, but I chose Python to do this. And so the module that's used in Python language is Tkinter. And basically this is the algorithm. You have this interface, you have some action listeners because there's buttons. So it's listening out for the click. And when a person clicks on it, then you have output. And then you know what it's going to do. So that's basically the gist of it. It's nothing crazy. And I hope that you gained a little bit of insight from the whole idea of the algebra calculator. And if you do have any questions, feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know what your ideas are. Thank you so much for watching, and stay hot. Keep the fire going so we can pop some more code.